Hey folks, it's Colin here from Sperrin Outdoors, and I'm just back from a little hike in the Sperrins. We went up Learmount Mountain and we explored a few ancient sites around the bottom of it after we came off the mountain. But I was using this video that particular day to review a new product to ourselves, which is the Expedition Foods Chicken Tikka with rice. Now generally before I start to take on these types of brands and that, I always like to try them before I sell them. So we were in contact with a company and they sent me out a free one. And obviously if I liked it, I'll take them on. If I don't, I'll not take them on. But let's just say it's got a thumbs up from me. But I'm going to show you the process of how you use this particular meal. And then at the end of that process, after the end of that wee part, I'll give you my honest opinion on this particular meal, which is the chicken tikka with rice from Expedition Foods. Well, that was the process and how you use this particular meal. This was the one I've actually used because you can see it's empty and it's a bit dirty. But the process is really simple and they have it in the back of the thing anyway. And first of all, you widen out the bottom to give it that sort of bowl shape, and it gives it that stability as well when you set it down. You open up the top and take out the oxygen absorber. It's the last thing you want to eat. Wouldn't be that tasty. You pour in your hot water. Now you pour in around 400 to 450 milliliters of water, depending on how you like the texture of your food. You give it a wee stir, and then you seal it over. And you let it sit for about 5 minutes, and you open it up, and then you enjoy. And that's the simple process of how to use the Expedition Foods dehydrated meal. So before I give you my honest opinion on this particular meal, I'll just give you a wee introduction to the Expedition Foods company. Now the Expedition Foods, they started in 1995 and they're a UK based company. And there's just a wee description on the back of their pouch that gives you a wee insight into their company. Expedition Foods have been providing top quality freeze-dried meals to expeditions, rowers, sailors, endurance athletes, mountaineers, film crews and disaster recovery teams all over the world. Our meals deliver a fuel and balanced nutrition required for the most grueling of challenges. So they're well designed for the outdoors and for different situations. Now they have the freeze dries, they have 3 different sort of sets of meals. They have your regular serving, which is 450 calories. You have your high energy serving, which is this one here, which is 800 calories. Then you have your extreme energy, which is 1,000 calories. So they have three good options there in their freeze dry meals for plenty of packing, plenty of nutrition, and plenty of energy. So you'll have plenty of options depending on whatever type of activity that you're going to do. You can pick whatever meal that's going to suit that activity, from the most grueling to just a wee relaxing hike, which I did to review this one. This was the 800. I probably could have done the 450, but we used the 800. So you can pick whatever meal to suit obviously the activities you're doing and obviously how much energy you're going to burn. So they've got plenty of options. They also do the wet meals and many other different accessories of foods on their thing, which I'll leave a link to their website in my video. Right, my honest opinion on this particular meal. Now, I've tried lots and lots of these meals over the years, from the dehydrated ones to the wet versions, in many different situations. Now, I've been using these for the last probably nearly 3 decades in the outdoors, from hill walking expeditions, canoeing expeditions, out climbing, bushcraft, gorge walking. God knows, I've been that many different activities over the years with groups and my own, and I've used these quite a lot. And I've always preferred the dehydrated meals over the wet meals. Again, I'll leave a link into that discussion. It's a different discussion, but I'll leave a link for that discussion in my video that I did before. But I said I've always liked the dehydrated meals, and it's just purely because they always tend to have that wee bit more energy about them, a wee bit more calories in them, and they're a wee bit lighter to carry. And if for whatever reason, if it did bust open in your pack, it's all dry, it doesn't make a mess, and it just always seems to be more feeding in them. So I always feel like my belly's a wee bit more full after eating one of these than the wet meals. And that's why I've always liked the dehydrated meals. This particular one here, once I got stuck into it, as you see, I absolutely loved it. My wee girl, she tried it and she couldn't get enough. She likes spicy sort of food, and she really liked this one. This one here was the chicken tikka with rice, and it's sort of like, I would call it maybe a medium spice. It wasn't overly too hot, it wasn't very light spice, it was just nice in the middle. And after doing, well, it wasn't a really strenuous hike, but it was a tough enough wee hike, and sitting down and enjoying this meal was beautiful. As I said, it was lovely spice to it, and I could imagine that if I was sitting just coming off a complete expedition into base camp and having one of these meals, it would be like eating in a 5-star restaurant, in my opinion. It was that good. But yes, I really enjoyed it. It packed a real good punch of flavour. It had plenty of feeding. Like, I give the Wayne, I would say she got a good dinner out of it, and I got a dinner out of it. And we were both well fed, and we both enjoyed it. The wife, she was with me, she tried it too, and she quite loved it as well. So taste-wise, this is fantastic. I would highly recommend this particular meal, and I can't wait to try more of their own versions of their meals. But that one was beautiful. I really enjoyed that one. And one of the things that I quite liked was a lot of these packs, some do and some don't, but this one does, which is great. So you can actually tear it halfway, like that, which was great, because then you have a bowl. You have a bowl like so. Because sometimes you've got the other packs and you only can tear it at the top, and the problem with that is, if you don't have one of the long spoons, and you just got to use what I usually use as a regular spork, you're dipping your fingers in, and you're getting the tops of your fingers and the ends of your hands all messy with the food. While this one here, it allows you to use a regular spoon, and you can eat it without getting messy. So it means you don't waste any food whatsoever. Because I remember being on the mountain, you get some of the other packs and you have to eat from the top, and I don't have one of the long spoons with me, and I'm using a regular spork. I'm dipping my hand in and I'm digging it out, and it's going around my fingers. And then I'll look like a Italian at the end of it, because I'm licking my fingers now, because I don't want to waste any of the food. As hygienic that sounds, but I always wash my hands. But this eliminates all that by just splitting the pack in half, which I really thought that was a brilliant design. And again, fairly few of the companies do that, and that's what was a big plus for me. So on this particular food, if you're into sort of medium, sort of spicy food, and you want to try this chicken tikka, I would definitely go for this one. It was really, really lovely. And as I say, I can't wait to try many more of their meals coming forward. And as I said, I always like to try these types of meals, and anything that I generally stock, I always like to try them out in the field first before I take them on, because if it's useless or it doesn't taste good or whatever, I just will not get it. It's that simple. So this is getting a complete thumbs up for me. Again, the price varies. I'm going to leave a link to Expedition Food so you can go check out their whole stock of stuff, so you can try it yourselves and have a look and go buy one and have a go at it. I will be stocking these in the future. At this minute in time, I'm not stocking them because the time's not right. I can't open my stores and that yet, and there's just no point. But I would say in a couple of months' time, when we get back up and running, COVID sort of starting to eliminate, they'll be definitely coming into my store. So I hope this little review will help you, and go check out the links in the description in my video, and check out these guys and check out my links. Thanks for watching, guys.